Welcome back to Be More with Olar, the place where we learn, grow, and become a little better one story, one lesson, one breakthrough at a time. Today's episode is different. This is not just a story. It's a moment, a turning point, a day that changed everything. This is the day I stopped waiting for motivation. Because the truth is, I didn't wake up inspired. I didn't wake up ready. I didn't wake up with fire in my bones. In fact, I woke up tired, frustrated, and honestly, done with waiting for something magical to push me forward. But that day taught me more than motivation ever could. Let's begin. The struggle of waiting. For as long as I can remember, I lived in the cycle of waiting. Waiting to feel ready. Waiting to feel excited. Waiting for the right moment. Waiting for motivation. And every time, motivation didn't show up. My goals stayed untouched. My dreams gathered dust. And my confidence took a hit. You probably know the feeling too. The moment you promise yourself, tomorrow I'll start. Next week will be different. Once I feel motivated, then I'll begin. But tomorrow comes and nothing changes. I used to think something was wrong with me. Like maybe I didn't want success badly enough. Maybe other people had some secret fire I couldn't access. But what I didn't know at the time was this. Motivation isn't the starting point. It's the result. And discipline is the real beginning. But I didn't learn that from a book. I learned it from a day that shook me awake. The morning everything felt heavy. It started on a regular morning. The kind where nothing is technically wrong. But somehow everything feels off. I woke up late. Ignored my alarm. Lay in bed staring at the ceiling. My mind felt cloudy. My energy was low. And the goals I set the night before felt impossible. There were things I needed to do. Dreams I claimed I wanted. Routines I promised myself I'd follow. But that morning, I felt no spark. No drive. No motivation. Nothing. Just heaviness. I remember whispering to myself, I don't feel like doing anything today. And that sentence, that tiny harmless sentence, had been controlling my life for years. It was a sentence that determined my consistency, my habits, my productivity, and even my self-esteem. It ruled my choices, because I kept believing that I needed to feel like doing something before I did it. But that day, that exact morning, something shifted. The breaking point. As I lay there scrolling through my phone, I stumbled on an old note I once wrote to myself. Your goals don't care how you feel today. And my heart dropped, because deep down I knew it was true. My dreams weren't going to magically build themselves. My life wasn't going to transform because I hoped it would. My plans weren't going to move forward because I felt inspired. And suddenly, I saw clearly what I had been doing. I wasn't living life. I was waiting for it. Waiting for motivation, for confidence, for clarity, for excitement, for the right time. And in that moment, I realized the truth. If I kept waiting for motivation, I would wait my whole life. That realization hit me like a wave. And something inside whispered, get up, do something, anything, just start. The first small step. I didn't get up dramatically like in the movies. There was no epic soundtrack, no instant transformation. I simply swung my legs off the bed and placed my feet on the floor. It wasn't motivation. It was a decision. A small one. A silent one. Almost unimpressive. But that tiny action, was the first step toward a new version of myself. I chose one small task. Not the hardest, not the biggest, just one. I told myself, I will do this for 5 minutes. No motivation required. And something incredible happened. The action created momentum. The momentum created clarity. The clarity created energy. And the energy created motivation. That was the day I discovered the secret. Motivation doesn't come before action. It comes after. What I learned about motivation. That day changed something deep inside me. I realized motivation is not a constant companion. It doesn't show up daily. It doesn't arrive on demand. It doesn't knock politely on your door. Motivation is more like a weather. Beautiful when it happens, but impossible to rely on. But discipline is different. Discipline is a choice, a commitment, a muscle you build. It's the quiet power that keeps you going when motivation disappears. I finally understood that. Motivation is a feeling, but discipline is a decision. Motivation is emotional, but discipline is logical. Motivation is unpredictable, but discipline is reliable. And the more small actions I took, the more motivation I began to feel. Not the other way around. The transformation that FOLLOWED. After that day, everything didn't magically become perfect. But everything changed. I started building small habits. Making my bed. Writing for 5 minutes. Drinking water before checking my phone. Doing a quick task before scrolling. Setting a timer for hard tasks. Keeping promises to myself. Starting even when I didn't feel ready. And those tiny habits reshaped my ideology. They made me someone who shows up, not someone who waits. Gradually, I became the kind of person who starts even on low-energy days, does something rather than nothing, trusts effort over emotion, scores small wins that stack up over time, sees progress as a lifestyle, not an event. I wasn't trying to be motivated anymore. I was learning to be consistent. And consistency changed everything. The truth most people never realize. Most people spend years waiting. Not because they're lazy. Not because they're weak. But because they believe a lie. Once I feel motivated, I will change my life. But hear the truth. Feelings don't create change. Actions do. Your brain won't magically wake up excited about difficult things. It's wired to avoid discomfort. It prefers ease, entertainment, and familiarity. So if you've been blaming yourself for not being motivated, I need you to hear this. Nothing is wrong with you. You're just human. And humans don't transform through motivation. We transform through action. Even tiny action. Especially tiny action. How you can stop waiting too. If you're listening right now and you're tired of waiting, tired of procrastinating, tired of feeling stuck, tired of hopping for motivation, let me show you what changed my life. These 3 steps. Step 1. Lower the entry point. Stop trying to start big. Start small. Ridiculously small. 1 push-up. 3 minutes of reading. 5 minutes of cleaning. Writing 1 paragraph. 1 simple task. Small actions are the gateway to massive results. Step 2. Create the no matter what list. Pick 3 tiny habits you do every day, no matter what. Even when you're tired. Even when you're stressed. Even when you don't feel like it. Consistency and intensity. Step 3. Don't judge the day by motivation. Judge it by effort. Some days you'll show up at 100%. Other days you'll show up at 10%. Both counts. Both matters. Both moves you forward. What matters is that you show up. The day everything shifted. So yes, that ordinary morning brought about the needed change. Not because I felt inspired. Not because I suddenly found motivation. But because I stopped waiting for it. I realized I could build whatever my heart could conceive, brick by brick. Not with motivation, but with action. Small, steady, intentional, unstoppable. And the beautiful part, once you stop waiting for motivation, it starts to appear anyway. Not as the beginning, but as the reward. Thank you for spending this time with me. If this message spoke to you, even a little, then maybe today can be your turning point too. Remember, you don't need to feel ready to start. You just need to start. And if you need a reminder, come back to this video anytime. This is More with Olar, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep growing, keep becoming, keep being more.